Okay, you should try to do this yourself before looking at this video, but if you don't know how to do some of these things, that's fine as long as you know them in time for the actual midterm, which is coming very soon. So it says multiply, and then that means write this out as many times as the exponent says to, which will be a 2 times. So if I write z minus 4 times z minus 4 and multiply this out, I get a z squared. And then I get minus 4z twice. And lastly, I get a plus 16. So we have a z squared and a 16. What's the middle term? You combine these, minus 4 and minus 4 is minus 8. So your middle term is minus 8z. So where do we see that? See, this has got the wrong sign in the middle. It's got the z squared and the 16, but it doesn't say minus 8z. Here we are. There's the z squared minus 8z plus 16. Well, the right choice there was B. I want the equation of the line with y-intercept at 0, 1 and slope negative 4/9. Remember that this is your generic straight line equation with the slope right there multiplying the x and the y value of the y-intercept at the 1. I mean at the end. And written as a point, the y-intercept is always going to have an x value 0, because if you think about what does it mean to be a y-intercept, it's the point where the graph is going through the y-axis, so of course the x value has to be 0. So this time we're looking for a 1 at the end instead of a b, and we're looking for negative 4/9 right here to be the slope. That's all. So that's got the wrong everything. There's the right slope but the wrong y-intercept. There's the right slope but the wrong y-intercept. There's the slope with the sign incorrect and the right y-intercept. And all the way back here at the front, there's the negative 4/9 slope and the positive 1 y-intercept. So it was choice A. For this, all you have to remember is that anything except 0 to a negative power is equivalent to 1 over the same thing to the positive power. So this is equivalent to 1 over 4 to the positive 2, which is 1/16. Do we see 1/16? Choice A. Divide here means the numerator gets divided by the z to the 4th. And you can split this up into 3 separate fractions and reduce each fraction. But it's a lot faster and easier if you just remember that for each fraction, you're going to take the higher power of z minus the exponent of the higher power of z minus the exponent of the lower power of z and leave it top or bottom, depending on where the higher power was. All 3 of these are higher power than z to the 4th, so we're going to have an answer that is not a fraction. And it's going to be z to the 12 minus 4. Z to the 12 minus 4 would be z to the 8th, with a 7 in front, sorry about that. Then minus 3z to the 9 take away 4 is 5, and then minus 3z to the 6 take away 4 is 2. So we're looking for 852. Do we see 852? 852. 8, 9, all the way at the end. Does it have the right coefficient? It's got the right exponents. 7, negative 3, negative 3. 7, negative 3, negative 3. There's our match. Choice E. And question 5. You can solve this by any method you want, but it looks like it's set up to be easiest by substitution. See, this has got y solved for. So if I substitute for the y in the second equation using this expression, 1 minus 4x instead, let's see what happens. Of 16x plus 4 big blank equals 7. And instead of the y that used to be there, I'm going to put 1 minus 4x. All right, now I solve this for x. 16x plus 4 minus 16x equals 7. And if I combine the like terms here, 16x minus 16x disappear. They cancel each other. What's left? 4 equals 7. Now, you remember we said that if the variable drops out of the problem, variable disappears, and you're left with a true statement, that means there's infinitely many solutions. If you're left with a false statement, as we are right now, 4 does not equal 7, that means there's no solution. So this was also choice A. That concludes page 1.